It makes me want to have a bowl. And we drive on because, again, another drug runner up before the courts here. This individual was in Dublin and running heroin supplies to Cork, and he was under threat to clear €77,000 debt, to the point where his home was burned out and he now has been jailed for 4 years. So this individual actually had his home burnt out as a result of the money he owed. Ah, man, like this violence is out there. Like, imagine living next door to this individual, you know? Imagine that. And Mustawa is also getting behind testing 1 2. Legend Mustawa is. Thanks very much for that. $1.18. $1. And that was probably a euro you donated. Comes up as dollars. I love it. But again, look, this individual above here running heroin from Dublin to Cork, he was indebted to these individuals. They fucking harassed him, and they burnt him out of his home apparently. And now he's going to be serving 4 years in prison. So that's costing us, again, the taxpayer, €100,000 a year on average per prisoner in Ireland, you know. Crazy. And I wonder where that value is now at the moment, because of COVID. That estimate of the cost per prisoner per year was coming from 2019, a time before COVID, the pandemic was put in place. Since then, they released prisoners in order to reduce overcrowding in prisons, because, again, at that time, I was reporting as to the occupancy of Ireland's prisons. Many of them were operating at overcapacity. Some of them were at almost 110% capacity. Do you know? That's crazy. Like, imagine being up there working in that environment as a prison officer. You know, they're over capacity, and you're probably understaffed as well, and underpaid as well at that, you know, for the level of danger that they're being put in. But again, you know, unfortunate for this individual that he found himself in front of who other than Judge Sean O'Donovan. So Judge Sean O'Donovan gave this individual 4 years in prison for what he had basically what he had in combination of heroin, cannabis and cocaine with a street value exceeding €13,000. So at the time, this was at the Travelodge in Frankfield here in Cork, back in 2017 also. So again, this case is going through the courts for 4 freaking years. 4 years this has been going through the courts, like, and it's only being dealt with now. So this individual at the Travelodge got caught with €18,000 worth of heroin and €2,000 worth of cocaine and €1,600 worth of cannabis, and a considerable amount of mixing agent also, and a weighing scales. So your man was going to be stepping on the drugs. Again, what was the mixing agent? You know, it'd be interesting to know what it was. Like, was it mixing agent for the cocaine? Was it something dodgy for the heroin? Like, who knows? Like, but again, this information is never really relayed out there to the public because they don't really care about protecting the drug users. It's all about, you know, just reinforcing their war on fucking drugs, and it needs to end. So, yeah, this guy also had gotten a 20-month sentence imposed on him in March of this year in Dublin, and that was also for drug dealing. So this guy was actually in prison already anyway, like, you know, much was his problems with drugs. It's crazy. Like, is this value for money? Like, is it really? This guy, if his problem is a drug addiction, surely he should have been getting help. And you don't help people by punishing them. You know what I mean? Like, imagine, like, if you punished a person for being obese, you know, obesity is another health problem faced people, much like addiction as a health problem faced a person. Imagine if you punished people. Imagine if you were walking down the road and you were a bit tubby, and the cops pulled in and said, hey, come here, come over, step in the scales there and let me get out my body fat calipers. Come here, your BMI is actually over the allowed amount, you know what I mean? Come on in here, look, and we're going to punish you now for having a health problem. We're bringing you at the fat camp. You know? That's exactly what we're doing with drugs, like, you know? We catch people with drugs, we catch people for drug dealing, and, you know, it's like, we're going to punish you now for this, and we're going to bring you to, you know, criminal camp, where you're going to meet and mingle with other criminals, and there's not really any real emphasis on rehabilitation. You look at drug use, the likelihood of reoffending is in the high 90s. You know, even drug dealers also, again, high 75 percentile, you know, the likelihood for reoffending should be low for crimes, you know, if the punishment is the work. And it just goes to show that the punishment here is not deterring people from engaging in the behaviour. It's sad. It makes me want to have a bowl.